Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I hope you're all really well and you've had a good week. So today's video is going to be a makes video, which are my favourite ones to record. I really love to show you what I've been making and talk about things that I've made. It's probably one of my favourite things to do. This month is October. I've made 4 things. So not absolutely loads to show you, but I am trying to not make too much and just show tons and tons of things. I'm trying to really think a bit more about what I need and what I wear more, and be a bit more kind of mindful about what I make and how much I make. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what I managed to get sewn. Some of the things are just kind of wardrobe basics, I suppose, for the winter months that I've been wanting to get sewn up for a while. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get them done. So if you're new to my channel is all about sewing. I love to sew, I love to talk about things that I've sewn, I love to record sew-alongs and talk about fabrics that I've bought and my plans for them and things like that. So if you're into sewing and making as well, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel. And if you do enjoy today's video, please do give it a like at the end, because that really does help me out in the YouTube world. And I always love to hear from you in the comments as well. So with all that said, let's get on with what I've been making in October. So one of the things that I made is actually what I'm wearing, so I'll talk about that in a little while, but I'm going to go through them in the order that I made them, because that's just what I enjoy to do. So the first thing that I made was another Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt. So just in case you haven't seen the Jarrah sweatshirt, and I'm sure you have, especially if you watch my videos, because I talk about this pattern a lot. So this is the Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt. So I use this pattern so much. It's a really good pattern. So you can make like your standard cropped sweatshirt pattern with all of the cuffs and a neckband. You can make a curved bottom sweatshirt, which I've made in the past. You can make the really lovely tie version, which the model is wearing on the pattern image. And you can also make the high neck funnel neck. You can make a high neck funnel neck version. You know what I mean. The high funnel neck, that's what I'm trying to say, isn't it? Version in which I've also made, and I love all of them actually. I just find this pattern to be a really nice fit on me. It's a lovely boxy fit and it's quite oversized. So yeah, I just find it really cozy for autumn winter, but I've also made some summer versions as well, and they're really nice for the warmer months too, in like a lighter fabric. So the version I made this month was this lovely Jacquard knit fabric one, and this is a Mind the Maker fabric. It's a Jacquard knit. It's something that I've not worked with before. I picked this fabric up from Minerva when they were having one of their recent sales. I love Mind the Maker fabrics, but they are more on the pricey side, which is fine because they're more ethically sourced, I think, and they're they're just produced in a way that's better for the environment. So they're well worth the money, but obviously there are times when you just can't afford those prices, so it's really nice when you can get them in the sale like I did this time. So yeah, Mind the Maker Jacquard knit. I'll just show you the inside because the inside is really interesting. So this is the inside, and you can see that the jacquard texture is made by kind of rucking up the fabric, and then on the front it's just got this kind of bobbly sort of texture, which gives it a really nice feel. So that's something different. I hope my camera is focusing okay actually, because the last couple of times I've tried to show something close up, it's not focused very well, so I apologise if it's not focusing too well. But yeah, it's really lovely knit. As I say, it's something that I've not really worked with before. It did take, again, a little bit more care to work with because of that kind of wrinkly, rucked up nature of it. So you just need to take a little bit more care with this and just make sure your overlocker is set up to be able to handle it so it won't break any needles or anything. But yeah, absolutely love this. I got this out of 1 metre and I made the smallest size of the Jarrah sweatshirt, which is the size 0. And that's based on a 32-inch bust, and it does come up quite oversized. So I would say just check the finished garment measurements before you sew, just to make sure you don't want to size down or anything if you need to. I really like it to be a bit oversized. I think that just feels really nice and cozy. So yes, I did get this out of 1 metre, but I did have to be a bit creative with my cutting. At first I thought there was going to be loads of this. I only brought 1 metre, but it is quite wide. But when I came to cut out, there was a bit less of fabric than I thought there was going to be. So for my bottom band here and for my cuffs on the sleeve, I've just cut them in the opposite direction to where the stretch would be. And I thought that would be fine because there's not a lot of stretch in this fabric anyway. And also I know from making this pattern in the past that the bottom band doesn't really need to be stretched too much. It's almost the same width as the actual sweater. So I thought that would be fine to just cut it in the opposite direction. And actually it just adds a little bit more of an interesting texture to the jumper anyway, so I don't really mind how that's turned out. It was a happy accident, let's say. But yeah, you can just about squeeze this out of a metre if you are making one of the smaller sizes. Otherwise, Mind the Maker do actually do matching ribbings in all of the colours that they offer. And I nearly did buy the ribbing, and then I thought, no, I'll try and squeeze it all out of a metre, because I don't like it when you end up with scraps of a more expensive fabric that you can't really use them for anything. So I thought I would just try and squeeze it out of a metre, and luckily I did manage to do that. So yeah, that's my first make, another Jarrah sweatshirt in this lovely jacquard fabric. All of the patterns and fabrics I talk about today I'll obviously link below in the description, just in case you want to pop over and have a look at them for yourself. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this fabric. It's really, really lovely and really cosy. So the next thing I made in October, I've got a fly buzzing around me somewhere. So if you see a fly buzzing around in the background, sorry about that. So the next thing I made in October was actually a pair of pajamas. So this was a fabric that was gifted to me by Minerva. It was one of my brand ambassador blog posts that I needed to review and write up for them. So this is an art gallery Viscose jersey, and it's just a white jersey with a really subtle grey diamond print all over it. And I got 1.5 meters of this, and I had it for quite a while, and I just didn't quite know what to make with it. I was going to make a t-shirt. You might remember from a fabric haul video quite a while ago, I think I said I was going to make a t-shirt with this. But actually there's quite a lot of this fabric. I got 1.5 meters and it's really, really wide. So making a t-shirt with this felt a little bit of a waste in a way. So in the end I decided that actually I really need some pajamas, so why don't I actually make some pajamas with this? It felt really soft and cosy, and because it's a viscose jersey, it had a really lovely drape to it, and feels quite warm, so I thought it would make a really lovely pair of pajamas. So for this pair of pajamas I've actually used the Tabitha t-shirt by Tilly and the Buttons from the Make It Simple book. So this is my t-shirt. I'll just hold it up, just a simple round neck t-shirt, and I'll just show you the pattern so you can see which pattern I followed. So this is the Tabitha t-shirt from the Make It Simple book. I'll just show you the cover of the book in case you haven't seen it. This is one of my most used Tilly books. I really love the patterns in it, and I do really like the Tabitha t-shirt. I've made a couple of versions in the past, but I do find that the neck band comes up quite high. So for this version, and particularly because it was going to be for pajamas, I decided to just widen the neckline a little bit. And I did that just by taking off 1.5 centimetres at each armhole and just grading down to the neckline, just so that there was a little bit more room around the neckline. Because yeah, as I say, I just found that on my previous versions the neckband came up a little bit high, and I didn't really want that for nightwear. So that was a really simple change to make. Obviously I took that in from the back and front of the neckline, and then just made sure that I had enough neckband as well, so that I didn't have, so that my neckband wasn't too tight. So I actually much prefer the neckline on this t-shirt, making that change, and I think if I make this again for day wear, I'll definitely make that change again. It just makes it feel a little bit more comfortable around the neck. I find that on a lot of Tilly's patterns actually, the neckbands come up quite tight or quite high. I think on the Billy sweatshirt as well, I've found that in the past, so maybe I can make that change again if I make the Billy sweatshirt. The Tabitha t-shirt does come up quite long, so I probably could have cropped this a little bit shorter for pyjamas, but it's fine for tucking in and things like that if it's chillier in the evenings. So that's the t-shirt. So these are the pyjama shorts that go with the set, and these were a really lovely simple pair of shorts to make. I really enjoyed making them. So they're based on the Juno pyjama bottoms from the same book, and then in the book they just give you a really easy way to draft your own pyjama shorts, because obviously the Juno shorts patterns are actually leggings, so they're quite tight on your legs. So they just talk you through how to change the shape of the leg, just to widen it a little bit, to turn them into shorts rather than tighter leggings. So this is the image in the book of the pyjama shorts and t-shirt, a really lovely set of pyjamas. So I just followed this tutorial here of how to turn the chino patterns into a pair of shorts, and it was really easy to follow. Obviously you need to trace out the pattern again, and then you just need to make a couple of alterations to the crotch seam and then to the leg seam, and you need to measure how long you want your shorts to fall and things like that. But it was a really quick, simple change to make to the pattern. And yeah, these shorts were super quick to sew, really quick. I think I made them up in under an hour once they were all cut out. I've literally been chasing that fly around trying to get it to go out the door. It just will not go outside. We seem to get quite a lot of flies in this house sometimes, and I think it's just where the dog goes in and out all the time. He lets flies in, and they just drive me mad. This one will not go out. I cannot get it to go out. It reminds me of that episode in Breaking Bad where it's just about Walter White trying to get that fly out of the lab. Anyway, I digress. Back to my shorts. So yeah, a really quick, simple make. They took me under an hour. You simply sew on the elastic. I did this with my overlocker. So I just attached the elastic with the overlocker, and then you turn the fabric over, and then you zigzag around the elastic just to provide the hemline. And they're really comfortable. Such a simple pair of pyjamas and a really quick make. And I think these shorts particularly would be a really good stash buster. They don't take a lot of fabric really. So if you do have a bit of jersey laying around, it's quite a good thing to use up that fabric for. So those are my pyjamas, and I'm really pleased with those. And if you want to read my full write-up on those, then I'll link my Minerva profile down below so that you can pop over and read that if you want to. So on to what I'm wearing, and this of course, because it's a dress, is my favourite make of the month. So this is my Darling Ranges midi dress. I mentioned that I was maybe gonna make this up with this beautiful Abercon Fabrics Viscose poplin, which I absolutely love, and I decided to just go for it in the end. So I've made the standard Darling Ranges dress bodice. This is the Darling Ranges dress pattern. If you haven't seen it before, I've shown it and talked about it many times. Look at the state of it, it's so ripped. I mentioned in my last video that I brought lots of lovely plastic envelopes, and I'm going to sort all my patterns out and get them into those so that this can stop happening. But you can see how well used and well loved it has been. I've made so many versions of this dress, I just love it. So yeah, I've gone for the standard version 1 bodice, and then again, like I have with previous midi dresses, I've just added a tiered skirt, and I've used the pattern pieces from the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress. So I'll just stand up and show you the dress, and I will put some pictures in as well so that you can see it properly on. So this is where the bodice falls. It falls just kind of mid-waist or high waist, I suppose, and then it buttons down to there. And then this is where I've attached my midi skirt tiered panels, and I've obviously just gone for the 3/4 length elasticated sleeves, which I absolutely love. They fall at a really nice place actually. They don't annoy me. So they're not too long so they come over your elbow, but they're just nice, and they give a little bit of puffiness where the elastic is sort of tight around your arm, and I really like that. So yeah, this was just a dream to make really. I always love making the Darling Ranges dress up. The bodice comes together so nicely. Because I have got this on, obviously I won't be able to show you the inside, but I'll put in a quick picture so that you can see hopefully that the neckline at the back is bias bound using the fabric that you're using, or you can use shop bought bias binding if you prefer. And then it's all kind of neatly enclosed in the button band down here, and it's a really quick sew. Even though it feels quite involved when you first start it, it comes together really nicely and really quickly. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed making that. And then with my tiers for the Lyra skirt, I've just used my adapted pattern pieces from the Lyra dress pattern, and so I've just changed the lengths of the tiers slightly. So I've made the top tier shorter and the bottom tier a bit longer than it is actually on the Lyra dress pattern. I will link my blog post down below, which just goes into more detail about the measurements that I used to change the tiers, just in case you're interested. But yeah, just slightly altered those and shortened them slightly so that they fall at midi length on me, because the actual Lyra dress pieces actually make the dress more of a maxi than a midi, so I just needed to shorten them slightly as well. But yeah, I think this hack has worked really nicely. I'm really pleased with it. It's so comfy, and I think it'll be a really nice one for autumn and winter time because of the colour. So I'll probably wear this with trainers or boots and tights and things in the winter, and a woolly jumper or a cardigan or something. And yeah, I think that would look really nice. I'm really, really pleased with this. So yeah, that's that one. There had to be a dress in there somewhere, didn't there? So last on my list of makes for this month was the toaster sweater by Sew House 7. So this is my finished toaster sweater, and this one I won't go into too much detail about because I do have a sew along video talking all about how I made this and what I thought of the pattern and everything. This is made from a meat milk Lima knit, I think it is, and the colour is sand, and again it's a fabric that I'd not really worked with before. It did take a little bit of extra care to work with, but it's absolutely lovely to wear. It feels so soft and so snuggly. It's like wearing knitwear rather than wearing a knit fabric. So yeah, really pleased with this. I do mention in my video that I've perhaps not used a fabric with quite the right structure that would necessarily be recommended for the toaster sweater. And that's why my neckline is a bit more of a cow neck rather than a kind of stand-up mock funnel neck or whatever you call it. But yeah, I absolutely love this. So I'll link my sew along video to this down below just in case you want to hear about any more details on this and see how I got on making it. This is the pattern, by the way. It's the toaster sweater from Sew House 7. So this was on my make 9 for this year. So I'm really pleased to have got another make 9 make ticked off my list. I am going rather slowly with this, and it's October already, so I'm not sure if I hold out much hope for finishing my make 9. But you never know, there's a few more months to go yet. But yeah, this one was on my list and I'm so glad I managed to sew that one up. So just before I go, I thought I'd give a really quick knitting update. So I'm knitting the Lighthouse sweater by We Are Knitters. It was a kit that I got from them. Yeah, here's where I'm at with it. I've now knitted the back and the front of this, and it actually knit up really, really quickly. I'm really enjoying this because it's just lovely and easy, and I can just sit there and do it in the evenings, not think about it too much. And the yarn is really lovely. It's lovely and soft and fluffy. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Just a basic stocking stitch knit. So it's a raglan shape, as you can probably see if I'm holding it like this, but it is curling in a bit at the edges. So yeah, you saw it decreases about here, and then you just leave the neckline stitches all on a stitch holder, and you do that for the front, back and the sleeves, and then you join them all up to knit the neckband. So I've started the sleeves just, and I've just done the rib for those, so I'm hoping that the sleeves will be a really quick knit because the front and back were certainly quite speedy, which was really nice. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this finished because I'd really like to wear it soon. So that's where I'm at with that, and yeah, really enjoying that. So that's all of my makes for the month of October. I hope you like them. Let me know what you've been making this month in the comments below. I'd love to hear. So coming up, I've got a couple of organisation-y projects that I really want to get done. I really want to sort out all of my patterns, as I say, and get them all into those envelopes. And I want to sort out my fabric stash as well. I don't have a huge fabric stash, but I really need to go through my basket of fabric and just see what I've got. And I really want to write down in some kind of spreadsheet or somewhere that's organised what fabric I've got and what I'm planning to make with that fabric. So I might do a video on that if you think it would be interesting. I know I've talked a lot about fabric and plans recently, so if another fabric and plans video is going to be a little bit too much, then I won't bother to record it. But if you think it would be interesting, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and record that next month. I've also got the fabric and pattern for my shacket now, so I went for the Style Arc Logan shacket pattern in the end, and I'll just link the video down below where I talk about those plans in case you haven't seen it. So I'm hoping to get that sewn up next month in November. So yeah, let me know if you think that would be an interesting sew along, and if it is, then maybe I will try and record it for next month. It might be quite a lot of me looking confused because I've never made a shacket before, but I know a lot of people were interested in that make, so yeah, if it's going to be interesting, then let me know and perhaps I can do that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, and if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, and please do leave me a comment below as well, because I love to chat to you all in the comments. Have a lovely day, everyone, whatever you're up to, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!